G'day, welcome back. It's been 12 months since I did my original um, extension of stay in Thailand. That's where I came back to Thailand um, on a tourist visa, and I extended it, and then I got it consideration for extension based on marriage to a Thai citizen. And I've recently, or in December, I finished that 12-month extension, and I've just gone through the process of um, applying for another extension. So I just thought I'd give that process to you. So slightly different to what I did last year, but small variations. So I'll go through them and just let you know how the system works. I did it myself. I don't use an agent. I don't need to use an agent because the whole process is pretty straightforward. Um, so a bit of background, I suppose, to begin with is that I originally came to Thailand on a OA non-immigrant visa that I obtained in Australia, and I've been extending that year after year after year. But I decided, considering that I'd married a Thai citizen, um, I would try and get the Thai marriage visa, sort of. So I don't really have a visa. Basically, what I have is an extension of stay based on being married to a Thai. So I think it's still classed as a non-immigrant O situation. So, but anyway, I'll go through the process. I have a previous video that I'll probably link below that you can refer to. Um, I think I did it in about 3 parts because when I was doing it, it was the first time I'd done it, and I wasn't quite sure of how to go about it. So I did it bit by bit and ended up getting the outcome that I'd wanted. Now, one of the benefits to me of getting the marriage type visa or marriage type extension was that the financial requirements were slightly less than if you have a retirement visa. The retirement visa is you either have to have 800,000 baht in a bank account, or you can send 65,000 baht per month. Well, with the marriage situation, it's 400,000 baht in a bank or 40,000 baht a month that you send over here. So that was one of the reasons why I transferred over to this visa. Now, basically the process was the same. I will just highlight a couple of differences that I encountered. Now, again, I'll put the disclaimer in there that every immigration office in Thailand is different, and just because I'm telling you what my circumstances were doesn't mean that you're going to come across the same circumstances. Now, one of the differences was last time when I did it, the immigration department wanted to visit, and the immigration police wanted to visit the house, talk to the neighbours or witnesses to see that I was living here and there was nothing untoward happening. So this time they didn't want to visit. So that was probably the biggest difference. Another difference was when I originally did it, they wanted an original copy of all the forms and documents and 2 copies. This time, all they required was an original and 1 copy. So don't ask me why. but that's just how it was this time. So I suppose the only annoyance with that is that if you have to supply basically 3 lots of papers, you have to sign, they stamp every one of them and you have to sign every one of them. So it's a lot of signing of papers. So this time I only had to sign 2 lots, which I was grateful for. But I'll put in a list of all the documents that you need. So it's the same as before. The only slight difference was with the marriage certificate, I just submitted the same old course saw that I had last year. But they said to me after the process was sort of basically almost complete that I should have really gone to the AMPA and got an updated copy of the course saw. But they let me get away with that, so I was pretty happy with that. But the process was quite painless. What they do is once they're happy with all your paperwork, they then, in my case, they send it off to Chiang Mai Immigration. And so in my passport, they stamp it under consideration and basically say, come back in 1 month. Now I know one of my friends recently he's in the process of doing it now, and he started the process and they've told him to come back in 2 months. So like I say, all immigration officers do it differently. So mine was 1 month. So my extension of stay expired on the 19th of December. So I went there a week or 2 beforehand. I think you can start it up to a month beforehand. And I went there a couple of weeks before. So in my passport, they stamped it, come back on January the 18th. And that's what I did. I just went in there and they put a stamp in my passport saying that I've got until the 19th of December this year. So all good. I'm legal again in Thailand for another 12 months. It was, of course, the 1900 baht fee for your extension. There's other little ancillary costs, like the bank statement cost me, I think it was 100 baht. The bank letter cost me 100 baht. When you update your bank book, you have to get another copy of that. So I think there was another 5 or 10 baht to get a copy of that to put with all my other copies. Like I say, I do it all myself. I have a printer and a scanner, so I just do all that myself, and all the photocopies I can just do here at my home. So anyway, I just thought I'd do a short video just explaining that the extension process is not that onerous. You can do it yourself. You only have to pay the fees that are required. There's no agent fees or anything like that, so you save yourself a certain amount of money. I don't know what agents charge these days, but it's not that difficult. It's, you know, once you've done it once, it's quite straightforward. So the other thing is, I don't know whether I'm going to get a surprise visit at some time about the immigration police just to check on me. That may or may not happen. I doubt that it will happen, but we'll just wait and see. So I hope you got something out of that video. Yeah, it's basically pretty straightforward, and I'll thank you for watching and say cheers.